NBC 15 News at 11 starts now.
Now at 11, investigators are set to release a detailed analysis of the last moments aboard a plane that crashed in the French Alps.
Plus, will they or won't they? Iran and 6 other world powers are running out of time to reach a nuclear deal.
And fix this now. That's the glaring headline in today's newspaper in Indianapolis. Good morning, everyone. I'm Ashley Matthews.
And I'm Christine Belport. Sunny skies and mild temps. Doesn't get much better than that for our Tuesday. It kind of looked like there was a marine layer. I kind of felt like I was back in San Diego this morning, but that is going to burn off and sunshine.
Yeah, it's going to be beautiful out there this afternoon. To let us know how long this will be sticking around, let's head on over to Chief Meteorologist Charlie Shortino. Hi, Charlie.
Hello. We have some sunshine out there now, and we will have more sunshine through the afternoon and into tomorrow as well, with some fairly mild temps. 59 degrees, the expected high, which will occur around 4 p.m. We will be in the mid-60s for high temperatures, though, tomorrow before some rain moves in tomorrow night, and I'll have that forecast for you coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Charlie. And now in our continuing coverage, investigators will provide a detailed analysis of the cockpit voice recorder from the plane that was deliberately crashed into the French Alps. Yesterday, German authorities said the co-pilot who crashed the jet was once treated for suicidal tendencies. NBC's Katie Tour has more now from Germany.
What was he thinking? French prosecutors say all they could hear from the cockpit during that final 8 minutes was steady breathing. No prayer, no claim of responsibility, no words, no motive. In the week that's passed, investigators have searched his parents' home in Montebar, his apartment in Dusseldorf. They've spoken to members of his family, combed through his medical records. They found torn-up doctor's notes excusing him from work the day of the crash, and evidence he was treated for suicidal tendencies several years ago, before he got his pilot's license. But still,
we have not found anything that is giving us any hints that enable us to say anything about his motivation.
With the lack of obvious intention, speculation has been growing. Was it a breakup, a potential loss of eyesight, a dashing of his dreams?
I can't believe it.
Just rumors and hate, according to this friend who didn't want his real name used. I only knew him as a really friendly, nice, and helpful person. When I saw him with his girlfriend, he didn't seem depressive. He looked really happy, he said. I cannot imagine that he would have done something like that.
All of this, though, bringing up quite a debate in Germany right now about medical confidentiality laws and whether or not they should be loosened for pilots. In Cologne, Germany, Katie Tur. And
in other news, Secretary of State John Kerry and other diplomats are working to try to reach a consensus before a self-imposed deadline today on the Iran nuclear deal. Kerry and the Iranian foreign minister want to come up with an agreement that would ease financial sanctions against Iran in exchange for Iran limiting its nuclear program. Western nations believe Iran is using its nuclear program to build a nuclear weapon, though Iran says it's for peaceful purposes only.
A growing backlash this morning against a new law in Indiana that some argue discriminates against gays and lesbians. New protests and boycotts are starting all over the state. NBC's Gabe Gutierrez has more.
This morning, a stark editorial on the front page of the Indianapolis Star. It comes after more protests outside Monday night's city council meeting opposing Indiana's new Religious Freedom Restoration Act.
Indianapolis is open for business, that we are not going to stand for discrimination.
In attendance, openly gay Olympic diver Greg Louganis.
To have such legislation is discriminatory and hateful.
Critics say the law is anti-gay and was passed partly in response to the state's ban on same-sex marriage being overturned last year. But overnight, in a Wall Street Journal op-ed, Governor Mike Pence wrote Indiana's new law contains no reference to sexual orientation. It simply mirrors federal law that President Bill Clinton signed in 1993.
Does this law allow businesses to deny services based on their religious beliefs?
No, it does not.
House Speaker Brian Bosma says lawmakers are trying to add language to clarify the law's intent.
It is to set a standard, a high standard,
when government attempts to impact negatively or burden someone's religious liberty.
Still, the backlash is growing. A convention and concert have already pulled out of the state, and Connecticut is banning taxpayer-funded travel to Indiana by its employees.
And that was Gabe Gutierrez reporting. Indiana Governor Mike Pence held a news conference less than an hour ago. He says he wants clarification to the law on his desk by the end of the week. Happening today, a funeral service is scheduled for the Marinette County man who was killed by a bank robbery suspect who later fatally shot a state trooper. A visitation and service will be held today for 59-year-old Thomas Christ in Wazaki. An online obituary says Christ survived by his wife of 35 years, Marge, 2 sons and 2 grandchildren.
Well, Governor Walker may reveal an alternate plan for financing the new Bucks Arena in the next couple weeks. You may recall Republican lawmakers criticized his first plan to issue $220 million in state bonds, saying the plan uses too much state money. Now, although he wouldn't go into specifics, the governor said his new plan would not siphon off any tax revenue from the state's existing tax base or rely on any new taxes.
We're working with members of the legislative leadership, the city of Milwaukee and the county, and we're having meetings even this week on that. And once we reach a conclusion, we'll be announcing that fairly shortly.
Mark Lazary and Wes Edens, the current owners of the Bucks, and former owner Herb Cole have pledged a combined $250 million towards the arena.
Our Badgers are headed to the Final Four, and they need your support as they prepare to take on Kentucky. Details on the Badgers pep rally have been released. It will be held tomorrow at the Kohl Center. Doors will open at 5 and the rally starts at 5:30. If you don't have a ticket to the game, the Wisconsin Union is still making final arrangements for viewing at both Memorial Union and Union South. We have a fun little competition against a news station in Kentucky.
There's nothing fun about this. We want to destroy them.
Yeah, we do.
And we need your help to win a like war against the Wildcats and WKYT News in Lexington. So if you like Bucky, then head to our NBC 15 Madison Facebook page and like this post. And if for some reason you like the Wildcats, I don't want to say it, but okay. You can click a link below our post to see how Kentucky is doing.
We're doing all right. I know we're winning right now.
Yeah.
I checked. We got tens of thousands of likes so far, so keep it going.